90 Day Fiancé brings forth reality TV situations that are high in stress, where the cast members are often vulnerable and judgment is leering. And within that matrix, there have been moments of escalation that have led to some pretty memorable fights over the years. Now, the fights have historically escalated from arguments over jealousy, control, or just frustration in a relationship, or the family drama that has been exhausted by words. And whether it's been verbal altercations that have surged into physical violence or serious screaming matches that grew to a dangerous level, these fights highlight just how crazy the 90-day drama can be. Let's take a look. Number 1. 90 Day Fiancé viewers watched George Nava and Fiancé Nava on season 4 of the hit show originally, and then continued to watch their marriage decline on season 2 and 3 of Happily Ever After. And within their time on the show, both parties gaslit each other, but Fiancé would tend to take the arguments to a whole nother level and scream and throw things at George. In one particular situation, Fiancé was screaming at George so loudly and harsh on the phone that it was almost inaudible, and George was visibly unnerved by what he was hearing. Number 2. Now, Fernanda Flores' insecure and jealous streak came out in full force after she came back from the bathroom in a club only to find her fiancé Jonathan Rivera dancing with another woman. Fernanda even tried to fight the girl before storming out of the club, causing a scene in the parking lot. And during the fight, Fernanda wouldn't even let Jonathan explain himself. And then she jumped to conclusions in their fight, which was an ugly point in their short-lived relationship. Number 3. Molly Hopkins and Luis Mendez had already been through one bizarre and memorable argument on season 5 of 90 Day Fiancé, only for Molly to take Luis back and try again on season 3 of Happily Ever After. Now, the second time, their marriage did not go well again because Luis didn't want to have anything to do with Molly's children. So he locked himself in a spare bedroom and blasted Spanish music relentlessly. But when Molly's failed attempts to get him to respect her house became redundant, she broke into the room to confront him before deciding to take her young special needs daughter and leave after tussling with Luis. We seriously can't make this up. Number 4. Trouble between Andre Castrovet and his wife Elizabeth Podhast's brother Charlie had been brewing from the moment they met and almost resulted in full-blown fights several times. And tensions finally boiled over at the end of season 6 of Happily Ever After, when the pair physically fought each other within minutes of being in the same room. The fight lasted for a while and involved the Podhast women turning on each other as well. Number 5. Pedro Jimenez's season 2 and season 3 of the family Chantel piece with his wife Chantel Everett's family was born from moments of extreme hatred from both sides. It ultimately resulted in an altercation that they have since overcome. But it didn't come too easy. Now, the peak of Pedro's staying with Chantel's family was apparent at a family dinner at Chantel's parents' house, where Pedro's sister, Nicole Jimenez, was present and Pedro felt disrespected. Now, Chantel's mom, Karen, stirred the pot and riled up Pedro in the process, all the way to the point where a brawl actually broke out between Chantel's brother and Pedro, along with the whole family against Pedro and his sister. Talk about petty. Number 6. Darcy Silva and Jesse Meester could not communicate effectively with one another, and their arguments tended to escalate quickly with accusations hurled from Jesse and tears cried by Darcy. In one instance, Jesse was at Darcy's house having dinner with Darcy's 2 youngest daughters, and they got into a fight over how to cook a steak, which led to Jesse leaving to cool off. And wait, there's more. Later that night, Jesse alleged that Darcy tried to throw a shoe at him off camera and reported the incident the next morning on camera, which Darcy denied. Number 7. Colt Johnson's family had been noticing the red flags in his relationship with Larissa Lima, and it all came to a head when Colt's cousin confronted her, and she famously went off. The phrase, quote, "who is against the queen will die," was born out of this fight and lives in 90-day infamy. The fight happened before any of the 3 arrests Larissa had for domestic violence against Colt. Again, we can't make this up. Number 8. Colt Johnson was already being shady against his Brazilian girlfriend Jess Caroline's back, and it came back to bite him. And when Jess found out that Colt was lying about his now wife Vanessa while they were in a relationship, she threw a high heel that actually struck Colt. Jess's rage was apparent in her confrontation with Colt, who cowered during the fight and tried to reason with Jess. Number 9. Jasmine Panetta found out from Gino Palazzolo's ex-sugar baby that Gino has sent her a topless photo of her. Gino had originally tried denying talking to the girl and sharing the private pictures, but was quickly confronted by evidence. Jasmine packed up her things from the hotel room to move into a different one, and in the process was screaming at Gino for his actions. But after taking time to cool off and a drink of wine, Jasmine came back to the room that night with a vengeance and got into another fight with Gino, where she actually ripped off his coveted hat. Number 10. Paola Mayfield's best friend Juan never showed her husband Russ Mayfield any respect and actively tried to get Paola to break up with him. Paola begged Russ to be friends with Juan, but things famously blew up when he tried to reconcile with Juan in Colombia. The situation attempted to be hashed out during the season 2 of Happily Ever After Tell-All, but things got ugly real quick. Paola had a hard time choosing whose side to take, which only exacerbated the hurt felt by the feud. Now, it's your turn. Is there a 90-day fight that you can remember that deserves to be on the list? Let us know in the comments. And as always, like this video, be sure to subscribe, share if you care, and we'll see you all at the next one.